Okay, here we go. Check out Bremer sitting up in the trailer, checking everything out as we go for a bike ride. I've got the camera on him, but I'm not sure how much he's going to see because it's down there. And but he'll be behind me. He sees a dog, so he's all excited. I know. Bremer, you can't get out. We're going for a bike ride. So let me get going and we'll see how it goes. Okay, now we're going. Bremer is so excited when he sees other dogs. I'm afraid I just don't want him to jump out of the trailer. I don't think he can. I don't think he's got that kind of a strength anymore to hop out like that. But it'll be fun to go on a little bike ride with. I'm not going to go too far. I just had to get out because we went on a vacation this week, or last couple of weeks, and haven't been outside in the sun, and it's beautiful today. It's under 90 degrees, which is, I would say, a rarity in Phoenix in August. In the 80s today, so that's kind of a rarity for weather in Phoenix area. I'm in Tempe right now. In the late part of May, which is crazy. Yeah, Bremer seems to enjoy it now. He seems to know what's going on with the trailer. He hopped right in. Let's see how it's going. I have a camera on him. You can sort of see him. He's looking into the camera. So, yeah, I went on vacation and just wanted to share, why didn't I ride bikes on vacation? Well, for some of you, very few of you who watched some of the videos that I took, I did a lot of videos, mostly for myself and kind of, family home video kind of things, where I was just keeping track of everything. I usually take a lot of photos, but since I have these new cameras where they can take great videos, it took a lot of videos this time. But when I had to put them up if I was putting them on YouTube or even Instagram, I had to do it on my phone. Editing on my phone was not fun, mainly because my phone doesn't have a lot of memory. So it didn't do well with the memory, and I had to kind of delete things to add things, and so that was difficult. Yeah. Bremer saw a dog. So I didn't do any bike riding, and I'll explain that in a second. Because when I'm on vacation, this time we went to a place, and I'll explain how we got there. We went to Taipei, Taiwan, and I've been to 20 up till today. This trip was up to 24 countries around the world. This is my 25th country. The reason we went there was because we really enjoyed going to Asia. We've been to Japan 4 times. We've been to Manila, or I would say the Philippines, a couple times. Went to Vigan, went to Davao City and Manila, Ilocos Norte, and it was that's been a lot of fun. We enjoyed that, but this is our first trip to Taiwan, or Taipei, Taiwan, because my son had an opportunity. It's kind of funny. I'm a big baseball fan, right? So I'm at a baseball game, and they have the Asian night. And just to stand just at the top of my section was Arizona State University's group about taking people on trips, college kids on trips in other countries. So I talked to the people up there, and they said, yeah, there's a trip. We have lots of different trips, and you should check into it for your son. So my son, who is an electrical engineering major with a minor or double major in Mandarin Chinese. And I'm like, well, a trip to Taipei, Taiwan, that concentrates on the semiconductor industry might just be the thing for him. The cool thing is it's covered by 529 if you've saved money for it, which we did, and he also gets college credit for the trip. So very nice. Here we are in Tempe Town Lake Bridge, and he was accepted to the program. Once we got all that situated, my wife and I thought, hey, maybe we should go over, since we're going to go all the way to Taipei. And if you don't know the geography, it's not that far from the Philippines, where my wife is originally from, the Philippines. I thought it'd be nice to be able to visit family. Her dad is 86 years old. We haven't seen him for a very long time, since last time we saw him was at a wedding. So we thought that'd be kind of fun to go out there and see him. And so I started doing some research about flying to the Philippines, but it was just really two problems. One was kind of the expense of flying and changing and going to Taiwan and so forth, and also the time constraints of that. The time of going to traveling in two different locations. It's better just to go to one. Let me just check something, see if our camera's still working. It's like Bremer's still there. And so I thought, why don't we just go to Taipei, Taiwan? We'll go a week early. My son will stay for 3 weeks. I will stay for 2. He'll stay with 2 weeks with his group and 1 week with us. And then we talked to my wife's family, who said, hey, they'll fly up to meet us. So they flew up from the Philippines in Manila to Taipei to meet with us and spent the first week with us. And then her best friend from college and high school also said she'd like to come up and meet with us with her husband. We flew to them once in San Francisco to see them, and so they thought, let's come up to see us in Taipei. They've been meaning to get there, and so it was just awesome. We saw family, we saw friends, and then my wife and I had some time together. It was actually our 23rd anniversary. We left on May 16th. We landed on May 18th, and our anniversary is on the 17th. So we actually kind of lost our anniversary in the travel world. Kind of crazy. Which is no big deal. It's just a day. And so we celebrated pretty much the whole time we were there, going out to dinner and places for our anniversary. Very fun. Doing okay, Brammy? Yeah? You look comfy. My first real big trip was outside of the United States was when I was in college, kind of like my son. I was a part of a college program that allowed me to go on a trip to the UK. I went to London, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. And in each spot, we visited corporations and would interview the people at that company and learn a little bit about the company. It was a business program. Had to wear a suit every day. Can you imagine that? Nowadays, no, that's not the case. I got to meet my son's professor, and I said, when I went and did this, I had to get up and wear a suit and tie every single day as we visited these companies. Things have changed. My son's not really visiting companies. There's a waymo. Be careful. My son's not really visiting companies. He's visited a couple of them, but there's mostly it's like classes in the morning, and then he goes and they do some sightseeing, and some of it might have to do with the semiconductor industry. They've been to a couple of museums on semiconductors. They're actually visiting maybe a conference at the end of the week. The CEO of NVIDIA is there right now in Taiwan, so it's kind of cool. He seems to really be enjoying it. Hopefully he sees it as an opportunity. I think it'll open up his eyes, because he's traveling by himself really for the first time, kind of like I did back in college. And it was such an eye-opener for me to go to another country and see how people live. And well, even though Island went to the UK, it's not radically different. It is definitely different. I mean, the level of public transportation is so much different than the United States. How people get around, how they plan their lives, how they see the world. I think everybody should, if they can, do some kind of traveling, even if it's just to another state, if you live in the United States, or to a neighboring country, just go see, go to Canada, go to Mexico, and see how people live in a different place, because it's eye-opening. It really does, give you a perspective on the world. And coming back this time, I don't know, maybe it's the jet lag. Yesterday I had this a different feeling, especially when it comes to, obviously I'm getting closer to retirement with work. But, I didn't look at my email, and I still haven't looked at a single email for the entire trip. I think I'm going to go a different way, because gets to be pretty busy. And it hasn't even, in the past I would probably take a glance at my email, see if there's anything pressing or emergencies that have popped up. But not this time. This time I didn't even look at one. If anybody's, I had one person write me and say, "Hey, you ever coming back, Chris?" And I'm like, yeah, maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. And also just other dramas and things that occur while you're gone, just kind of distance yourself from that. And I just spent time with my wife and my son, and then a little bit of her family and some friends, and checked in with my family back here. But it was more of just, hey, just life, like, and then come back, and then there's all the other dramas that exist when you get back with other things that are happening, which I won't get into, but there's just, family dramas and stuff. And it makes you realize, it's like, what's important in life, So probably the best thing is to get out there and see that. You know what I mean? When you're on the road, when you go somewhere and you come back and you feel like, things feel a little bit different. And that's kind of how it feels this time. It feels a little bit different. I'm getting, I'll be 65 years old this year. Although I don't feel it. I do feel it when I'm walking 10,000 steps and I start to get really exhausted. And it was hot and humid in Taipei, that's for sure. Bremer, you want to go to the dog park? Sorry for the bump. What does it say? It's closed. Dog park's closed, Brem. Doesn't mean you can't get out and run around if you want. Over here. I think we're going to stop and have some coffee. This will be fun. See how Brem does with other people while I'm out getting coffee. Whew. I just smelled a strong urine smell. Oh, you know what? It's this little dog walking area. One of the problems with fake grass is that it'll hold all that smell. We have a fake grass in our backyard. I'm constantly scrubbing it and cleaning it to make sure that it doesn't hold that urine smell. Let's see. Let's go. Got some water. Don't knock your water over. Oh, there you go. Stepping on his water.
Where are the other trucks?
After that,
Your water?
cheaper than the one that you bought. I guess you can see the anchors.
Bremer's on alert. Ah, what a beautiful day. Well, it's nice to get back out in the sunshine and kind of reset that biological clock. I think that's important, for jet lag, is to get out in the sunshine and make your body realize what time it really is. Yesterday I didn't. I just kind of vegged, and I had a hard time. My head was fuzzy, and I was like, uh-oh. I just tried to stay up as long as I could so that when I did fall asleep, I was totally exhausted. I think that's the key to dealing with jet lag, is just try to get back on the regular time as much as possible. Forget about the time you were on, because the difference between Phoenix and Taipei is amazing. You know, I mean, like when we left at 5 p.m. on a Friday. We landed at 2:45 p.m. on the same day. We went back in time. Time travelers on Friday. So, pretty crazy. There's some cool bikes right here. Oh, I like your bikes. They're cool. Atlantis. Hey, let's wrap up this bike ride here. It's nice and shady. This little spot in near Tempe Town Lake. It's just so calm and relaxed in there. He enjoys the trailer, I think. Right, Bam? Do you like it? You like it a little bit? It's cozy in there. And nice shady time. He doesn't like to get out the back, and I understand why. He likes to come out the front because it's a little easier. Let me show you my bike. It's very dirty right now, but it's the Ohm Discover by a company in Canada. And you can see here's the Shimano gear or motor with the battery right there. Brooks saddle. There's my helmet. And Bremer can come out and use the bathroom. Oh, so nice. So the nice part about Bremer, he does not need a leash. He won't leave me. So anyway, thanks for joining me on this ride. I got this new hat in Taipei, and then all of a sudden it's kind of funny. I get advertisements for this particular hat on my Instagram. How does that work? I mean, I bought it in this little shop in the middle of nowhere in Taipei for like $8. And then I get ads for this particular hat, same weird wording on it and everything, for $29. Alrighty.